Hey guys, what's up? Inazilla back again today with yet another video. I'm holding one of my children in my arms, so if I do stumble with one of these, with this narration here, please forgive me. Anyways, I thought I'd show off this really cool, gimmicky Stantler strategy that I made after I found out, after watching one of That's a Plus One's videos about Stantler. I found out that it's a Violite item works in the game, even without Word Ear being in the game yet. So that's pretty cool. So I developed this strategy with it, with Intimidate and Skill Swap. And as you can see on my team, I have a King Gambit, and you can probably guess where this is going. So without further ado, let's hop into the first replay here. Whoops. I had the music off. Anyways, leave the Stantler King Gambit. Fortunately for me, my opponent leads with Arcanine, and that procs my Defiant. So what I do here is I protect King Gambit, scouting for the attack on it, while Stantler sets up Trick Room, and Arcanine going for the burn on Stantler is completely fine. Now, Stantler goes for Skill Swap, re-intimidate myself, get my Defiant boost again, and a +2 attack, and I just KO the Valiant. And I do have Fire Terra on this King Gambit so that it doesn't get burned, and it just makes it a perfect hard counter to Arcanine. I was watching the Knoxville Regional Championships, and I noticed one of the finalists had a Fire Terra King Gambit, and I just thought that was so cool. Another piece of icing on the cake for King Gambit here is it's a weakness policy set. So the Stantler is built to have 0 speed. Now it's not the perfect Stantler because, well, it's not the perfect set because Stantler's base speed is 85. So I had to go 0 speed, min speed on Stantler, and I still had to invest EVs into King Gambit so that it outsped it in Trick Rooms, so Stantler could always go before it, and then proc its weakness policy with Bulldoze, or what's it called? Defiant. So Stantler just naturally outspeeds it, so I had to fiddle with the King Gambit speed, actually invest into speed on Trick Room team, which isn't ideal, but you know, nothing's perfect. Anyways, let us move on to the next replay here. Let's make sure that we are switching sides, and let's play with the music off this time, and let's begin. So we got a Perish Trap team here going on, Sableye and Altaria versus my Grimmsnarl and my Stantler. So basically I like Grimmsnarl because it's got Parting Shot, it can pivot in and out. So the Altaria goes for the Perish song, and the Sableye skill swaps Prankster onto Altaria, which is kind of cool. I get King Gambit in here for free, and unfortunately for me, Sableye somehow predicts that and burns King Gambit on the switch. Now if I Fire Terra here, it doesn't delete my burn, which would be cool, but that's just not how it works. I didn't want to commit to King Gambit at this point, so I hard swap in Torkoal, and I didn't really expect my opponent to be doing anything crazy here. So Torkoal kind of puts a lot of pressure on him. He resets his Perish song for some reason, and Torkoal just goes for a nice big eruption. Now it's not Specs, I like Specs Torkoal, but I like to also, with this team I feel like having Protect on it is a little bit more valuable, so I just put Charcoal on it. Now, Torkoal is the slowest thing on the field for at least another turn. And he should be able to KO, yeah, KO's a Sableye. Now, Torkoal's going to die next turn if I don't have an, switch it out, but he, yeah, Torkoal will be able to finish off with Gothitelle, and all he has left is his Goldengo. My Goldengo is really powerful. It's one of the most busted Pokemon this generation, but that's okay. He sets up Nasty Plot instead of attacking, which is kind of greedy on his part. So I set up my Trick Room again, hard switch out for King Gambit. I was expecting him to attack, go for a Make It Rain, but he set up another Nasty Plot. Now that's just getting greedy. So I Bulldoze, proc my policy, that basically nullifies my burn, and I just go for the Koto Cleave, or Terra Blast, I guess, and expecting him to Terra, so to resist the Koto cleave, but he didn't. He just got way too greedy, and that's kind of what cost him at the end. I think I still would have won whether he was greedy or not. But yeah, it's my golden birds. He's dunzos. Alright. Yeah, one unfortunate thing about skill swap is it doesn't work on Paradox Pokemon, nor does it work on Goddess Gold, which is kind of lame, but whatever. Moving on to this next replay, switch sides here. Looks like a team that really likes Trick Room, so Arcanine, Sandy Shocks, Stantler, and King Gambit. Alright, a guy procs policy for me again, which, nothing wrong with that. So, set up the Trick Room as King Gambit goes for Protect. And I have +1 attack already. Do I go for the Bulldoze or the Skill Swap? I think I go for the Skill Swap here. No, Bulldoze! Okay. And for some reason, that Farigiraf thought he was safe, going for a nasty plot, but boom! And down goes, what's it called? Farigiraf. The Arcanine was going for fire moves on my King Gambit for some reason. E-Speed, even though he's, not stab or anything, it's definitely more powerful. So I just keep firing away at this Gallade, and this Arcanine's he's just a waste of space at this point, and King Gambit is able to knock out the Gallade, and whatever he had left on his team obviously wasn't a Moongus. Moongus could have possibly made this a bit of a pain, unless I go for Protect and just wait out the Trick Room. But yeah, either way, this game is done. Moving on to replay number 4. Always picking the wrong side. So it looks like we got a little bit of Trick Room possibly. No, it's not Trick Room. This is a Chilly Reception Snow team with a little bit of Flutter Mane and some speed control with the Iron Bundle. So let's start off this replay. Alright, so Flutter Mane and Iron Bundle leading off with both the Paradox Mons. And as you see on my team, I have no Paradox Mons. So this is one of those situations where I wish Skill Swap worked on Paradox Mons, but it doesn't. Obviously I should have protected there with King Gambit, but doesn't really matter too much. This is one of those games where the strategy doesn't go off as perfectly as I'd hoped it would. Torkoal's able to get a nice eruption off him as he switches into Slowking. Now I switched it back out for some reason. He's basically sacking both his Pokemon. And down goes Bundle and Flutter Mane. You think Flutter Mane's usually Sash. If you're running Flutter Mane and it's not Sash, it's not Booster Energy, you're probably running it wrong. So I go for the Helping Hand Eruption here, hoping to do a ton of damage to Skeledirge, hopefully Oko it, but no, he sets up his Chilly Reception as I swap Stantler back in here because I want to get my Sun back up. Just fishing for him to attack Indeedee as I swap Stantler in. Getting Sun back up is crucial here. Fortunately for me, I do get a crit and a spit Death Drop in the Skeledirge. But you play to your ends, right? You play to your ends. So I set up the Trick Room back up and get Torkoal back in here. Now I do make a pretty cheeky play here. I go for the Eruption with Torkoal on his Slowking and Skeledirge as he goes for a Chilly Reception. So I start skill swapping, and I'm going to skill swap my Torkoal here to get the Sun back up. Skeledirge goes down, and he attacks Torkoal with Psychic, and skill swap brings the Sun back up. So at this point it didn't really matter, it's just Stantler doesn't have any attacking moves that don't hurt my Torkoal. So I just figured, let's just set the Sun back up with skill swap. Let us move to replay number 5. And looks like it's the same one, so not that one. Moving on to the last replay I have here. Is it the correct one? I think so. So let's play. Alright, so this one, he leads with his Palafin and his Mushroom. So what I do here is I'm predicting him to go for a Spore on King Gambit because it's the actual threat here, at least in his eyes. So I skill swap the Moongus, take his Regenerator away, and I intimidate myself, pretty much giving me the Defiant Boost, Fire Terra, and just Oko that Amundus. I knew he wasn't going to be doing too many crazy things like this Palafin here, and he's at -1 attack in weak form, so what I do here, I go for Protect, expecting him to either switch or attack King Gambit as I set up Trick Room. And now, Fluttermane, it's not really a threat here. He goes for Protect, expecting me to attack that, but I go for Bulldoze, proc the Policy, and with a neutral Iron Head on that Tyranitar, which is naturally a super bulky Pokemon, able to Oko it, +3 attack. Now as Palafin comes back in, I'm expecting him to go for Jet Punch, so I get an DD in here to put the terrain up so he can't prioritize me, knock it out in one hit. Last but not least is his Fluttermane, which he's going to try to delay the inevitable here by protecting every single turn, hopefully not waiting to knock me out with sand damage. So I go for Follow Me Iron Head, then I go for Follow Me Iron Head, waiting out the Trick Room, waiting out the sand. Unfortunately the sand ends, and you can't do that to me, so Follow Me Iron Head, Dark Pulse almost knocks out Indeedee, and King Gambit's able to pick off the Fluttermane, and that's that. So I've been getting pretty good success with this team. I've laddered up decently high with this pretty gimmicky team, so I think I am planning on building it to ladder in game a little bit, if my other team that I built already doesn't work. But yeah, that is the team, that is the battles. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you do have any questions about the team, please feel free to comment down below. I would love to be able to answer your questions for you. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.